with the hosts of the I'm On So Hard podcast, Jen and Kristen. Give it up. My next guest is an actress, model, host of So You Think You Can Dance, and of course, a mom. Her new children's book is called The Joy in You, and it's out right now. Joining us all the way from London, please welcome Kat Deeley, everybody. First of all, I love your lip color. I mean,
you know what? I just said to your producers, is it too much? Like,
no.
To me, this is such an amazing occasion. I've got a glass of champagne. I've got my bottle. Like, literally, I get to hang out with cool, funny, smart moms. Like, I haven't done this enough. So for me, that's enough of an excuse for a red lip.
Girl, if I thought it was too much, I just wouldn't have talked about it. I think it's awesome. I think it's beautiful. Yes. But, well, Kat, tell us about your new children's book. I read to my children, no kidding, every night. It's a huge thing in our household. I'm assuming it was inspired by your boys, right?
Of course it was. You know what? It's one of those things that I'd always wanted to do. It was definitely an ambition. And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, like any other mom, I'm sure you completely understand. At the end of the night, I am exhausted. I put on my pajamas. Yes. I can barely string a sentence together. I'm completely inarticulate. And at that moment, I'm putting them to bed and I'm like, okay, what do I want to say when I can't find the words? What do I want? What feelings do I want my children to go to bed with? And I think it doesn't matter who you are or what your background is or where you come from. Essentially, we all want the same thing for our children, which is to be happy and kind. Everything else is great, but we basically want that. And we want them to be able to talk about their emotions and talk about their feelings. And I feel that's how they reach their full potential as an adult. So really, it was all of those things. It's feelings, emotions, thoughts, and it's top and tailed with love. And it's just how I want my boys to go to bed at night.
I love it. I love the art as well. I know. We want to read it too. No, the art is so beautifully done. I love the illustration. What do your kids think about the book? Are they excited about it? Like my girl didn't get it for a while that it was named after her. Like I have one and she didn't get it for a while. Now she thinks it's super cool. But what do your kids think?
They didn't get it either. Like you get to the end of the book and they'd be like, "Mommy, why are you in the book?
Why is your picture?" Yeah.
They didn't, yes, exactly the same thing. Didn't get it at all. And then sometimes Milo will be literally like, hold my face, and he'll do this thing where he holds it and gives me a big smooch, and he goes, "Mum, that was a movie star kiss. It's so lovely. I love this book." And then other times, because he's a 4-year-old, it's slightly Jekyll and Hyde, and you never really know what you're going to get, right? You
yes,
know that feeling,
amen.
Right? And so the one night he says to me, "Mum," he's a bit like a teenager at this point. "Ma, you know your book, it says I can do anything." And I says, "Yes, Milo, you can. If you put your mind to something and you find something you love and you want to work hard, you can do anything you want to do." And he's like, "Well, that's not true, is it?" And I was like, well, what do you mean? He says, "Well, that's not true, because what I want to do is I want to take a koala home from the zoo, bring it here and keep it as a pet. I can't do that, can I?"
He's very literal.
And through my head, I'm going, Kat Deeley's kid kidnaps koala and kills it from zoo. You know, like I'm thinking that. And I'm like, oh, no. You can't do that. You can't do that. I said, but what you can do, and you know, in those, and I'm sure we've all had those moments where, you know, when they ask you something and your brain is like racing, trying to find the right answer, and you can almost hear your brain work, and it's like, and you're coming, it's almost like a drum roll for when you come up with the answer, and you're going as fast as you can. And I said, "No, Milo, you absolutely can't do that." I said, "But what you can do is if you go to school and you study really hard, and maybe you might study something called biology, and then you can study something called zoology and go to university, then you could be in charge of all the koalas at the zoo, or you could even travel to the other side of the planet, which is as far as you can get to Australia, which is where koalas come from. And you could go to a sanctuary and you could help koalas who don't have a mom and dad, and you could feed them."
Answer.
And I left it like that. And I was in my head, I was like high-fiving myself and all the rest of it. And he just looked at me like that.
He's like, "Not the same."
"All right, Mum." "All right, Mum." All right.
I guess I'll accept that answer. I love that. I love how you twisted. That was really, really nice. Well, Kat's new book, The Joy in You, is out now. Y'all have to get it.